It is currently Christmas Day on the 39th. If you can hear that in the background, it's my personal heater because living in New York, man, they always fuck with your heat. I don't have hot water in my shower right now. And I've never really had hot water in my shower, but I'm gonna get that fixed this week because I'm tired of showering with cold water. But let me give you a new tour. Yeah, I recently redid my entire bedroom and I just moved stuff around. So I am going to show you that now because I really like the setup actually, and I'm really, really happy with it. So let me flip you around. That is my hat rack. I've been using a lot of hats recently, both like caps, beanies, because it's freezing, but I finally found my gloves. I got this for Marin. It's her new favorite spot. She loves it up here because then she can just crawl on my desk. I got some new stuff from my desk. It's been a hot minute since I've done a tour. As you can see, I got these. Really great. This is the best mouse I've ever used. Highly recommend. Love this little keyboard. But my setup just feels a lot nicer now, and having this to put my stuff is really cool. But yeah, all my photos and design still the same as before, but this is my big new addition. I bought this for all my foot stuff during my injury, but now that I'm a little bit better, there's my foot under 2 pairs of socks, I'm using it for more storage. So those are my trash bags. Here is like a lot of miscellaneous hardware, microphones, and just shit that I need but don't need all the time, so they can live here. Just different tabs that I need when I'm reading, and notebooks. My piano lives there. Little miscellaneous section. This is my favorite part because I have my tripods here, my favorite candle, and then all the books that I'm actively reading. This is for something I'm working on right now. This is something I'm working on right now. This is for something I'm working on right now. And this is also for my thesis from my friend Tia. And then my pencils. I have my Blackwing really fancy color pencils, which I use to mark up my scripts. This I'm using for Zentangles, which I'll show you in a second. And then these are the pencils I'm actively working on that are new, because those over there are the pencils that I'm currently getting small, and then I have 12 of these that I just haven't had a chance to put into my big bowl of pencils. Here I have like the color pencils I'm working on next, and I'm probably gonna have to buy a new sharpener because it's making like this weird noise, and I've had it since March of this year, and I feel like I'm getting to the end of its life cycle. But yeah, this is my new and improved desk setup. I love it. Mostly I'm just excited it has a place for Marin to sit next to me if she wants. Well, there's Marin. Hey baby girl. She prefers to be by the sun over there. When it's not sunny, like right now, she'll like be sad. If you've been with the vlogs, this thing has been with me since San Diego, so I'm using it way more now than I literally ever did in my life. Marin. Yeah. I've had an okay Christmas. Don't have time to go home for several reasons. My husband is abroad right now. A workshop of my musical on the 6th of January, which is a couple of weeks from now. I have just a lot of big projects coming up, and that means staying in my apartment. My roommate / collaborator / thesis partner is out having his first ever American Christmas. In a way, it's been nice to just have time to myself. I did this yesterday. I'll put a photo here of like all the stuff I had to get out of my room and into the living room, which I would have not felt very comfortable doing if my roommate was here, because like I would just be like, hey, for the next 5 or 6 hours in which I'm going to deep clean my room, can you just stay in yours so I can move all my stuff out? So I'm really happy that I had some time by myself in the apartment to do this, and that hopefully by the time he gets back, we'll have hot water in our, because we have hot water everywhere else except in our shower, where it gets lukewarm at best for like a minute. So anyway, why am I vlogging today? 2 reasons. One is I'm gonna do some Zentangles. I have been obsessed with trying to develop an art practice, which obviously I already have an art practice. It comes to like writing and stuff, but I have felt the need to develop an art practice that can help me journal. I find journaling to be really stressful, but there's this creator on TikTok. Maybe if TikTok is still around by the time I edit this video, that's crazy. I guess I don't feel like it's in my wheelhouse to make longer art, but sometimes I get really stressed that like I need to write to make art. So I've been making these things called Zentangles. As you can see, there's like a little bit of journaling there. You essentially pick a shape, any shape, you have fun with it. Yesterday I did some trees and I did a very bad maple leaf, but this one I can show you, it's like not that deep. I love it, and it has helped me journal so much. I do 1 or 2 first thing in the day when I sit at my desk, and I literally close my eyes and pick something from like my current working color stash. And like I get so anxious about this stuff, and my husband just laughs at me, but I am like deeply serious about like wanting it to be perfect. And like yesterday when I was making this Zentangle, like I made a weird shape. I don't know if you can see, but like that is not a tree. I was trying to do a Christmas tree, which you can see here. And under any normal circumstance, I would have like tried to erase it and like stressed out about it, but I just kept going because that's what the Zentangle is all about. It's just about like relaxing and letting go and just going with the flow. And I have done 17 of these so far. I started literally on the 20th, which was like when I was starting to come down in terms of like how much stuff I had due. So this has really helped with my anxiety, and it's something I'm definitely going to continue doing. But all in all, I have found that so far in the last 5 days that I have done this, I feel significantly happier. Also because I'm not looking at a screen to relax. I'm literally looking at a piece of paper, and that has really helped me. And it has come to pass. It has come to fucking pass. Oh, now you work. Now you work because you're on camera. But the thing that I want to do today is use my Alpha Smart to work. I'm really trying to let go of my visual experience being all screens. This is still a screen, but it's not the same. My twin got this as a present for me a couple of years ago, especially because I was really struggling with my eyesight, mostly because my eyes were fried from working all the time. This way I get to, well, now I'm cleaning it, which is a must here. I think that right now, what I need is just like a separate place to store my idea for cafe. I realized I have been so focused in trying to get my first act tight that I robbed myself of 30 pages of just romance between Alejandra and Megan. And part of me was like, oh, it's just I'm a bad writer. I need to be able to do that. Oh, there's Maren. Hi, baby girl. You're the reason why this is so dirty. You do know this, right? It's you. That was honestly really freeing because I was like, oh, I'm trying to follow the Guys and Dolls comedy metric. And I was really scared about going over, and then I counted the pages in the Guys and Dolls first act, and now that I'm formatting things correctly, voila, I was very, very under. 30 pages is probably a lot. Like I'm thinking it's gonna be 3 or 4 songs. My first act song count right now is at 12, and I need like 16 songs just in terms of length. And so now I feel like I can write maybe 15 or 20 pages of material for this reading and have that be in the middle and connect the scenes that I want in there. And that just feels really good right now because I genuinely thought that I had like messed this up so bad that I was like never going to be able to fix Cafe. But turns out I was just putting way too much pressure on the title song, and the title song is not supposed to be that deep. I'm excited to try and do this on the Alpha Smart. I talked about it in a video a couple years ago, but this is the thing that when I was like in 5th grade, I remember learning to type on this. But more than anything, my favorite thing about it is that I need to get batteries for it. Oh no, didn't realize the batteries were dead. And it just brings me such strong memories of being in 5th grade and being like, I want to write, but I don't know what to write. And it took me literally till I was 20 to figure out that I wanted to be a writer. So I'm gonna set this up and do that. I've been so long, my coffee has gotten warm, and my breakfast sandwich has gotten cold. I'm trying not to turn on my screen, but maybe what I can do is like make it full size and then just hear the music and not have the screen on because I don't want to like look at a screen. So let's try that.
friends, it is currently 5:26 p.m. an hour and a half before I have to get ready to go to the delicious Chinese food appointment reservation that I have. I have been working on my Alpha Smart, as you saw, so the light is completely gone. I have written a significant amount of new material, which is awesome, but I came to a big problem. The keys are sticky, and I didn't used to mind that before, but my carpal tunnel has gotten worse, so I'm being way more mindful about my body, and this is hurting me. So now I'm going to look for an alternative, and I was like, well, I have the Alpha Smart 3000, let me look at the Alpha Neo 2, which is now running like $300. If it's running $300, I'm just gonna buy a fucking free write. And now I'm like, oh man, do I get that for Christmas this year? But I have a lot of good material. I have 2 scenes happening right now. I'm having a hard time thinking about how to weave them together. But all in all, I see the shape in front of me of this first act very clearly. It's gonna be a very shortened second act out of the 3-act structure, but now I know what I'm missing. So that's really helpful. Hi. It is currently 6:41. I have 18 minutes left. I wanted to jump on here because big thing, cutting out the Alejandro can't write because of trauma subplot. Too intense. But also, let me show you because it's what I love about the Alpha Smart is that it's only like 4 lines you can see at a time. It's great for drafting. So let me show you. Also, one of my favorite bands of all time. One of my favorite songs of all time. Anyway. I genuinely cannot believe that I was trying to do the second act, the entire second act of a story in a 3-act structure in one song. I was insane. And I kept thinking like this for over a year. And in my body, I was like, this doesn't feel right. And it took me until literally 2 days ago with this huge deadline to be like, oh, I am missing 30 pages of material. And right now I'm doing like a fast and dirty draft so I can get from Here in Estados Unidos, which is the last song of the end of the act, to where I need to go, which is Alejandra, which is my big 1-act closer. I realize now that I actually need like 3 more songs, which is great. I just remembered a sweet memory of mine with my family, which revolves around oranges. If you don't know anything about like the San Fernando Valley and like, it's part of LA, even though it probably should be its own city. It used to be like the land of orange groves, right? There was one orange tree by my house, literally one, and it was on quote unquote public property. It was like on the sidewalk of this like private elementary school. I think it wasn't elementary school, it was maybe like a pre-K or kindergarten, right? During the summer, I remember my first summer here, and every summer after that through elementary school, they'd grow oranges. Maybe it was tangerines, but I was so small, I can't really remember. I'll have to check the tree out when I go there. I wonder if it even flowers now. But anyway, my dad and I and my sister and my mom, we would all go get oranges from that tree and eat from it, really. And it's like one of those things where you realize, your parents probably just didn't have a lot of money for fruit. So getting fresh fruit for free from this place, which, like the tree wasn't boarded up or anything. It was like literally on the sidewalk. So it was really cool. And it was probably like one of those last orange groves. But back then it was just so magical. Like I didn't even think about that. It was like one of those really magical experiences. And I love oranges like as a metaphor. I love everything about the orange, really. I love like the flavor. I love everything about an orange. I love oranges. They're probably my favorite fruit. I hadn't thought about that memory in so long, and now that I'm writing this love scene between Megan and Alejandra, which originally used to be based purely around Alejandra's trauma with her mother, and that was a suggestion from John, which at the time seemed right, but now that I know the characters better and I know myself as a writer better, I don't need that anymore. There are other ways to talk about the trauma of of being like queer in a POC family, particularly in this case in the Latino family, while still keeping it about like the oranges. Cafe is starting to feel more like me now in a way that it wasn't before, and not in the sense of like, this is a story about me, these are fictional fucking characters. What I mean is that it's starting to feel like my voice, which when I started writing Cafe I was developing, but after being put through the ringers of this master's programs essentially in creative writing, right, I feel like, if anything, I have paid to find my voice as a playwright, my voice as an artist, as a writer, and as a singer, and you know, all these things as a musician. I've been wanting to write about orange groves for so long. I know that I'll be writing about oranges in my work for the rest of my career. Not necessarily in everything, but everything that I read about California. I'm gonna post here like the old Twitter meme. Oh, I have to go. I have time to get ready for the Chinese restaurant. All right, I'm gonna stop rambling.
Just got back from Chinese food. It was so lonely. Max and I did it together last year, and it's become one of my favorite traditions to go out with Max on Christmas Day to like a Chinese restaurant. And it was lonely to do it. I got this fortune. By the time I edit this, I'll know whether it's true or not, but I already know that it's going to be good because I'm really looking forward, and I'm just gonna claim it. It's gonna be a good year, and my final semester at NYU is gonna be great. I have all these strawberries, and I really want some chocolate covered strawberries, and so I'm really excited to have those now and make them later. I'm excited to make them on the phone with Max. Up here. Up here. No, up here. Yes. Up here. Up here. You're so cute. Yeah,